For me, sketchbooks are the ultimate creative process. I move between different styles, imagery, and media. My focus ranges from faces and figures to playful illustrations or abstraction using color and line. My sketchbook work is not linear or chronological. These images are not intended to serve as a narrative of my artistic development. I work in 5 or 6 different sketchbooks at a time and into pages begun months before, covering and transforming older images with new ideas. My floor is my workspace, with my sketchbooks and materials spread out around me. I have found that working in this undirected way has allowed my personal visual language to emerge more clearly. Most of the abstract drawings in my sketchbook are composites of the lines and shapes of living organisms, roots, seed pods, tissues, and cells. My sketchbook work has allowed me to see the origins of my visual voice, which is informed by my fascination with mind, memory, and the organic forms and processes of nature. In order to explore the idea of a personal visual language, I will follow one of my spontaneous sketches through a number of different renderings. I wish to study its consistent voice and its variety of expression. I have begun to see my image-making process as palimpsest, which is, according to the Oxford Dictionary, a manuscript or piece of writing material on which later writing has been superimposed. Something reused or altered, but still bearing visible traces of its earlier form. At the most basic level, it is the palimpsest working of the mind and memory which determine the information we retain, rearrange, cover up, and even leave out. When applied to art making, palimpsest results in a glorious pattern of our lifelong artistic influences and personal image-making tendencies that find their way into our work over and over again. As I draw, it is possible to see the traces of the organic patterns of palimpsetic growth, the overwriting of nature from one generation to the next. My composite organic drawings are not simply a faulty memory, but the imprint of an idea of the way the natural world moves, changes, and evolves. This sketch flows from my memories of seeing and doing. Within all memory, there is erasure, creative integration, and reconsolidation. In this process, specific details are obliterated, leaving only the tracery of the concept of organic in my mind. This is my own personal pattern of palimpsest. I delete and select lines, shapes, and forms using my kinesthetic memory of how organisms move, grow, and decompose. Life is the process of forming and reforming simultaneously. This endless shifting of carbon is so irrepressible, change being the only constant in the living world. In this particular drawing, the layers of line have built up and merged to create a complex of abstract organic forms. The lines and textures lend themselves to digital transformation. Photoshop allows me to rework images made using traditional materials. Drawings, paintings, and photographs can be multiplied, altered, broken apart, and then reformed to produce subtle variations of the original artwork. This is much like the way music can rephrase a theme in jazz improvisation or Bach fugues. This rearrangement and reordering creates new visual experiences that are still connected to a common beginning. Making digital renderings of my sketchbook drawings has allowed me to both control and understand the stages of development of the images. I am able to move back and forth between layers, to observe and refine the making of an image as often as I choose. The result seems to slow the passage of time, allowing me to hold on to more of my creative process. The ability to make multiple versions of an artwork allows for deeper contemplation about meaning, development, and the preservation of art. This lively approach to image making allows me to visually articulate the past, present, and future simultaneously, and so escape the linearity of a language-based narrative about human perception and experience. Part of my urge to do art has always been to capture a moment or evoke a feeling. Images captivate me, providing me with experiences of aesthetic, visual moments. Making art feels like I'm trying to hold on to beauty, to stop time. But time is relentless. It is the dimension we cannot manipulate, linear and unyielding, our friend and enemy. At some point in this particular approach to art making, I realized that I had discovered the bones of the original drawing. I began with an acetate photocopy of the sketch, which I then projected onto the smooth wood-grain surface of a 3-foot square cradle. The surface was so beautiful that I immediately changed my plans and began enclosing only the negative space of the enlarged drawing, with soft pencil lines superimposed onto the subtle wood grain pattern. The submerged structure of the sketch had been exposed, the framework to which the intricate dynamic lines of the drawing were attached. This fragmented yet stable negative space metaphorically supports the fluid organic components that are predominant in the sketch. Bones are what remain after the dynamic processes of growth and decay subside. Bones are quiet remnants that seem to lie at peace in their surroundings, the tracery of a turbulent past. Perhaps this is the place in my own complex personal history where I have found some peace. In the remnants of my life, my growth and decay, the reflections and integration of my past that cast the cumulative pattern of a long life with its joys and losses.